Learn how to compare multiple data sets simultaneously on a single coordinate grid using multiple data sets. In this lesson, we want to look at how we can plot multiple lines with Chart.js. And this can be done by comparing multiple data sets simultaneously on a single coordinate grid using multiple data sets objects with custom colors, line smoothing, and point sizes. So let's dive in. There's already a CDN link for the Chart.js global library, as well as a canvas element with an idea of my chart and the style. So let's move into the script tag and look at the code that will make this work. So let's make our X values. And put values inside the array 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 90, 120, 130, 140, and 150. And I can as well add more. Better still, let's just move on with this. And now that I have this, let me just select the ID with a variable called CTX and do document dot get element by ID. And our ID is my chart. So now that I have this, I'll call on the new chart and call on the variable and select the type of what you want. So I want the type of chart to be line, and also pass in the data. And inside this data, I want to add labels to be our X values. And now data sets. And inside our data sets, we want to add the data. So call it everything. You can see that this is already showing on the screen. So I'm just putting in random numbers. Actually, there's no rule. You can put any random numbers that you care to add in your own case too as well. Then add more so that this can actually show us what we need. And now let me close it. Now you can already see the way this multiple line is shown on the screen. And this is for our X values. Now let me set a color. So border color. Let me set it to be red. Let's set point radius to be 2. Tension to be 0.4. And you can see something is wrong here. It's comma and not semicolon. And now you can see our red line. And now after this, I can add another data. And this data and inside this, so we want to add more data, and inside this data, because we have already added the data, if you see, and the way we are adding this now is even totally different from how we did the first one. So let's just add another set of data let's just give it random numbers. I just deleted something, so I don't want that cursor of a thing. It's causing problem. Let me just continue. So inside, move inside. After this, I want to add this. Then I can add random figures to what I have. One is 2000, 7. The reason why I'm adding those numbers randomly is because I just want those lines to cross each other so that we can understand how we can just, add those numbers when we are making a real life, maybe a real life need. And you can see the color. You can see it, see the way it is plotted out. So by the time we add other things to it now, then we are going to see a change in what that color is like. So now let's first add border color to this one as well. And let's put that color as say green. And now you can see the gray color. Then point radius, make it 2 as well. And add a tension of 0.4. Just like the way we add it for the first one. So now that I have this, I can go ahead as well and add another data. And this time, add another data, and inside it, let's begin to add other numbers as well. 300, 700, 2000, 5000, 6000, 4000, 2000, 200, 100. So then add a border color and call it maybe something like blue. Add point radius. Set this one as well to 2. And let's have tension as well. Set to 0.4. And finally, I can close this. And now, if you look at this, 2000 and 1000, then close it and cover. Now, you should see the way these multiple lines are just dragged against each other. And we are also seeing what is called a legend in our code. So for example, if you don't want this legend again, I think you can set display to be false, something like this. It's actually not working here. But I'm just saying that in this kind of multi-line multi-line plotting, you can actually control everything that you would love to control. So you can see we have multiple lines, we have red, we have green, and you can see how they all cut across each other on the graph. You can see the y-axis as well as the vertical axis. And if you hover on it, you should see now you can see that at each point they correspond to one thing or the other that matches what we have in our data set. So let's quickly add some other things to what we already have. So let's add an options in order to control things like the display of legend. So let's add plugins. And inside our plugins, let's set our legend and set the display to be true. It's already true. Let's set it to false. And now you should see it. The legends have all disappeared from our screen. So these are examples demonstrate three independent lines, that is color red, color blue, and color green, plotted against a shared horizontal axis. So the lines are styled with subtle curve smoothing to make the visualization look sleek, modern, and highly readable.